Hello everyone. So this is Ronald, Shera here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we have a special guests with plural S in the house. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
It's me, and that guy.
So it's Sean, aka what name are you going with nowadays? What is it? Byculla?
It's Monsoon for two. We are Byculla.
Oh, okay. So
Together.
guys, correction. While he's Monsoon for two, we all together are Byculla.
Video club.
Yeah.
Let's say together.
Yeah?
We are
We
Byculla.
are Byculla.
again.
We are Byculla.
Byculla.
Okay. Now
We're
since
not creepy
that's
at all.
now since that is out of the way, so Sean,
Yep.
please tell us the story of this track, the name of this track, and let's jump into each of the elements, and then I'll break down the mixing part of it while you can break down the production part of it.
All right.
And let's jump into the session.
All right. So the track is called "The Midnight Tea Radio." So the idea of the track was to combine different elements, like think of a person turning on the radio, and he's hearing all these collective sounds, and he's trying to collect them all and make it into one track. So that's the idea. Heavily inspired by the Gorillaz, by the way. So I was listening to a lot of the Plastic Beach, and I really loved the album. So I wanted to create a song like that, and this was the result. It was just what was going on in my head at that point.
Okay.
It's a very busy track, so we got a lot of jumping.
Okay, let's jump to first the drums. Okay. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then Sean can probably talk a little bit about how the drums were made.
Strums, dude.
Okay, Sean, how was
I
this?
love that reverb on the snare. It just trails.
Yeah.
So the drums it's obviously a sample, which is like stretched out and messed with a lot of effects. So I wanted to have that, there's this very particular sound with the snare that has that slap back to it almost. So I wanted like to have that like an old 70s track, starting with that, like that Sesame Street guy, but in a more restrained way.
Okay.
So like I wanted to start strong right off the bat. So, and obviously there was a lot of that radio static sounds for to set the mood in, and yeah, that's how we started.
Okay, let's hear bass and drums together. Bro, how did you come up with that bass line, bro? Like, it's so groovy, man. I love it.
I love doing bass line. That's my favorite part of doing
Yeah.
any track, is like just doing the bass. So the drums and the bass are very important to me. That's like the foundation of all the tracks. Any track, Monsoon,
Any
Byculla,
music, yeah.
Yeah, any track, I always focus on the bass. And I'm really into Paul McCartney style of playing. So I wanted to have that, with the kick, plus also have that melody line playing. So I wanted to keep it flowing. It gets crazy during the chorus part, actually. It's a lot of movement. So
I really like the tone that you've used on the bass. It sounds almost like muted, but there's this kind of like hair on it, like you're playing with a pick, I'm guessing.
yeah, so
Yeah.
So for all the bass tracks, generally when I actually have to play it live, I never like to use a pick. But when you're tracking, it's just everything is much more clear and punchier with the pick. And I use a very particular pick for this. It's like a .50. It's like a
Yeah.
green little Dunlop pick, very cheap. Forgot what the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dunlop riffs. So it's a very particular pick. I only have 2 of them, and I tend to keep them really close to me all
Yeah.
the time and never lose them.
Yeah.
So that's the bass sound.
Yeah, people sometimes forget to realize how much just your pick can change the sound or like your tone of your any instrument, but in bass it's actually really more you can hear it a lot more.
Yeah.
As a bassist, I can completely vouch for that. Like I have like different types of picks, and for me being in so many different bands, I have different picks for some like different sounds, you know.
But
So
live, you'd prefer your fingers.
of course,
always,
of
right?
course,
Of course.
It's
just
just
because-
it's a whole
Yeah.
different feel to it, like when
Yeah.
you play with your fingers.
yeah,
But the pick is really important.
absolutely, yeah.
Note of the day. You know?
Nice. Guys, these are some real life examples and real life advice that these awesome musicians are giving you. So whoever's watching this channel, please do remember these advices, because it's going to help you while you're playing live, also while you're in the studio. Because both of them have their own ways of playing and recording and tracking. They're not all the same. Like, you can't play in the studio what you play live. It's always going to be a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, your pick attack, fingers, the way it moves. So many things, so many variables. You know, people always think, oh, I'm a good live musician, I can just easily come in the studio and track, but that's not always the case, you know.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game, but that's something you would, you know, acquire, you know, going forward with a lot of studio time. So, you know, playing with a click track, playing on productions, like, let's say if this session or this bass line was given to a session musician, how quickly is he able to, you know, replicate the same way or the same style of playing? So there's a lot that goes on between live and studio recordings.
Yeah, I would say it's almost like a different skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just your mindset and your approach towards music when it comes to studio is very different than live, you know. And I feel live you have a lot more freedom to kind of improvise if there is a space for that.
Yeah.
But because in studio, like, everything is so structured, you know, and you have to kind of like shift your approach a little bit.
Yeah.
So at least in my opinion, it's almost like a different skill, you know, just to be a studio musician.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump back into, Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you can jump into the mandolins and the guitars, because they're, especially if you have them soloed. Do you have all of them in one track?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let's hear all the guitars and mandolins and all the awesome stuff that
All right.
Sean has played on this.
Means it's all abridged, like the actual, for the mix track, I gave them groups. So the actual guitar tracks are a lot of them. There was so many subgroups, and within those subgroups is another group. It was a real doozy, like the actual project file, but this is...
Guys, if you remember any of my old sessions, you will see, especially when I'm mixing Sean's sessions, those are like gazillion of tracks.
Yeah.
But this is like, you can see there's like what, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually 8 tracks. These 3 are like just mix references we were A-Bing between me and Sean, but it's actually just 8 tracks, which is a blessing. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah,
Thank
Sean.
you.
Yeah.
Sean is like notorious for pushing his
Yes.
his machine to the max.
If
Yeah.
anyone wants to stress test his Mac,
Send them my way!
okay, let's listen to some guitars.
Nice. I like the stereo separation.
I've never actually heard them like, just like this. So it's-
Let's hear it with the bass as well.
oh.
Yeah.
With drums. Adding some vocals. Some synths. Effects. You hear all that?
Yeah.
Those are all some nice
There's
synths
some
that.
crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
So the synth is it's an Arturia 5. It's an, I don't know what preset it was, but to get that kind of like exact timing, you have to hit the start and the beginning, like the start and the end. Like you have to know when to let go and know when to hit.
Mm.
So I luckily got on the first try for this one.
Nice.
Because I'm always scared with ARPs, because it's, you know, if you're not hitting it in the right time, you tend to mess up. And you don't want to quantize it, because if it's the rest of the song has that loose feel and you quantize an ARP, it's going to be like...
Sounds mechanical.
Yeah, it sounds mechanical.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I was lucky with this one.
I have a question, Sean.
Mm.
When you're dealing with so many layers, like, is it challenging for you in terms of mixing them depth-wise? Like, how do you place them in the mix? Like, it's not as easy as hard pan left or right. Considering you have so many, like, there's guitars, there's a synth going on, there's a mandolin going on, there's like multiple guitar licks and parts and all these tiny bits that's going on. Like, how do you approach it in all those layers in terms of mix, like, and not have them drown out into the mix?
I don't think of it in that way. I think mostly like when I have a song, so this song itself, like I did it in a day and I knew what I wanted. So like when I have
Did it in a day, guys.
that's how it should be now.
Fucking genius, this guy, man.
Feed my ego. Stroke it.
He's a genius. He is a
Yeah.
genius.
No, but like if you like a song, I feel like we can do it in a day. Like we have done so many songs within a day. Like, but sometimes some songs, we need to build up. This one, I knew what I wanted. I think of them as building blocks. So as soon as I got the bass and drums down, I just wanted to keep adding stuff and adding stuff and adding stuff. And like obviously some things didn't make the cut. There was all these crazy sax solos in between. Definitely had to remove them. And at one point there was also vocals, which were not fitting in at all because my vocals suck. But but it was like
Melodyne.
no, this wouldn't work with the melody. You need to have it
Melodyne.
raw.
Yeah.
So eventually I'll make a part 2 of the song with the vocals, and I'll find the right vocalist for the song. So it would really change. There's like building blocks. So you have
Yeah.
bass, drums, guitars, then synths. So when I start a song, it's always drums first, and once the drums are done, I don't jump to the bass. I go to the synth. So now I find all the chords, and I do the chords, and then I do the bass. But
It's
then
all about the
yeah,
bass.
it's all about the bass. And if I have a melody line,
Mm.
this is always a trick I always do, and it's so.
Mm.
If anyone's noticed, I do it all the time. So if I have a strong melody line, let's say that, I would base a chord change off that melody line. So little nerd stuff here. So if you have like a song in like C major, D minor, and you go to like G, so now I want to switch the chords up. So I would use this like the minors. So I'll do A minor, then that I'll still play the sequence again, but I'll change the first 2 chords around. I'll
Yeah.
switch them around in the key.
Alternate chords.
Alternate chords, and also chord substitutions. But
Substitution,
yeah,
yeah.
this one I think there's something different happening here. I can't quite remember what I did. Ron, you're the. What's happening there?
A lot is happening there.
The string part. There's definitely something out of key there, right? So.
I mean, I know you like your off keys and flats at times, and it's intentionally, guys. So this is a thing that people always think, oh, we need to play it in the most accurate way, the most perfect way, like the notes are like spot on, but it's not always the case. Like especially with Sean, like if you solo stuff in here very carefully, some things are flat, some things are off tune, but they're intentionally left like that, just to add a bit of realism and naturalism to the track. Otherwise, if everything is too perfect, I mean, I might as well a robot or something could actually play something like that, But this is actually a human playing.
Yeah,
so
it's perfectly imperfect.
yeah, that's the right word.
The perfect imperfections.
Yeah, because I also feel if you like tune it too much, especially some of this. So if you had to do this song like it is detuned. I detuned it ever so slightly. I don't think you can pick that up, right?
No.
It's detuned ever so slightly. So all the songs out for Byculla are all detuned just a bit.
Okay.
So just to give that full
Guys,
feel.
that's a production hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's detuned slightly.
Put it through a tape machine or just like
Mm.
change the frequency.
Okay, let's jump back in the session. Okay, Sean, I'm gonna play my favorite part of the song. Okay, I don't want to make the session or production breakdown too long, but there are some nice tips and tricks for production, and we'll also get a little bit into the mixing side of things. So this is my favorite part right here, which is at 1 minute 36 seconds. And by the way, guys, if you haven't heard the full song, it is streaming on all platforms. Go follow Byculla. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, every other major
Everything,
music
yeah.
platform. So
Tidal and Grammy.
stream it, like it, follow it, share it.
And for the off-grid guys, it'll be in Basecamp. So no, not Basecamp. What's it?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
That's
Basecamp.
that's,
Basecamp is something
Like we
else.
said, it's all about the bass, guys.
that's the most important one over
Oh.
here. Bandcamp.
That's something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play my favorite part of the
let's get
song.
into it.
Yeah.
Wow. What
Bro,
is that?
right?
Bro,
What
that?
is
How
that?
did you even come up with that tape idea? And everything just comes together and
Yeah,
stops
yeah.
with the old school cassette stopping thing. I love that.
The-
And especially why, so just to explain why this part is my favorite is because he introduces like bongos and congos, whatever that he's
so
put.
much going on there.
I
Yeah.
love that. It just adds a whole new
Yeah.
level to, the beats of the song. So I just absolutely love that. John, how did you come up with those bongo stuff, man?
So this is a lot going on. So I know, like the melody, the vocal part, that's sung by Hey Felly. Go check her out.
Give it a follow.
Give her a follow. So I sang this part, and I'm like, I wanted to go in a particular way. I knew I wanted to do that build up, and then always put bongos and everything, congas and everything. Even if you don't hear it, it's there. It's like
Another production.
it's for texture always. And then I had this, I don't know, this particular sample where that all those synths coming in whatever key it is, and it's like really like heavy and aggressive. I had a sample in my library. I don't know from which sample pack. If you solo it alone, it sounds different, but then with everything
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
it's crazy like what's going on here. And I wanted to give it an anticlimactic feel to it, like it just ends.
Yeah. And
Like-
even with all the layers going on, it doesn't sound overwhelming.
Mm.
Because there is actually quite a lot going on, but like I said, coming back in terms of how you've layered, or rather, Ron, how you have mixed this song, it doesn't sound overwhelming. Rather,
Yeah.
it sounds pleasing to the ears. Like everything has its own place in terms of how well it's mixed, and it's just the separation is amazing.
Thanks, bro.
Beautiful.
Beautiful mix.
And with that, I think we've pretty much spoken about everything. I mean, of course, there are effects tracks, which are, just effects like transitions, fades, swoosh. Sean, if there's a particular section you want to highlight, I can play that.
Yeah.
And
So my favorite part is not really the music lifts me up part. It's the reggae part, the dub stuff.
okay.
So that's something I always wanted to do a reggae song, like enchanting. Shout out to Father Josh.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
So, guys, this is also half of the Enchanti band. So,
Yeah. Half.
Sean, I mean, I'd say half because
Oh yeah. No.
two other members are not here. Well,
It's threefold.
oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can say that. So, we love our reggae stuff too. So, that's where Sean's coming at.
Yeah.
I love how, with all the different bands and everything
It
that
shows,
we're in,
right?
like
It's
all
influence.
of our different identities kind of like cross over into each other, but not in an imposing way, but rather in a subtle way, which is amazing. It shows how musically, it shows how music, it's just not limited to that specific genre, but you
Yeah.
can take elements and implement it well.
Yeah. And we played almost for how many years now? 10 years? Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I was a boy.
He was a boy, and now
was
he's
just a
I'm
boy.
still a boy.
he's a big now,
Stash.
now he's
boy.
a big boy
Still
with a
growing.
stash.
It's growing. Before there was a little fuzz. Now it's like. No, I had the goatee, right? And then,
Yeah.
And you had the long hair.
So,
And
guys,
became
you
bald.
can grow older with music and still he looks the same, guys. So,
Exactly.
I mean, you
Yes.
won't age.
Yeah.
Or
Like
the age
vampire.
won't show on you. You might still age with the number, but it won't show on you. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Show your face in the camera.
The stash is a cover about it. It's just
Yeah.
just to show that I'm old.
Okay, so with that, let's jump into the mix part of things.
Yeah.
Quickly go over it and just kind of. So as I mentioned before, very unique way of mixing the song this time. Sean gave me stems of different effects, vocals, bass guitar. So they're all grouped basically. So like I said, there's 7 tracks only, or 7 bus tracks, let's put it that way. So effects. So sometimes put nothing. Literally. There's no plugin, guys.
Yay.
So if it sounds good, don't overdo
Yep.
something.
If
You
it
know,
ain't broke, don't fix
Don't
it.
fix it.
Yeah.
So nothing on the FX bus. As it is.
Sometimes you need to break it actually.
Yeah. Going to vocals. Just an EQ. No compression, nothing. I'm using the Manly Massive Passive. I love this EQ. It's a subtle EQ. I'm not doing too much, to be honest, here. Then bass. I love bass because it's all about the bass. I am...
Said that so many times, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
You
I
need
love
to
the
put- You need
bass.
to
I
put
mean,
counter here when
it
you
is,
like, make
it
a
is.
super cut all about the bass.
So I'm running through a very Kive audio. If you don't have this, you want to mix some very nice low end with good distortion. This is the EQ. I love using it on bass and percussive stuff. So that's one EQ. And then I'm adding a little bit of
Ooh.
sub to the bass. And it's actually also going through my analog hardware, which is a compressor, which for the sake of the video I cannot show you. But it's running through an Audioscape 260 VU. It's just doing half a dB of compression. And then we go into... Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I was not even sharing the Logic screen. My bad. Let me switch it. There we are.
All of that was for nothing.
It's okay. You get the point. But I'll quickly, for those who missed the screen or wants to see the plugins, basically I said FX has nothing. Vocals just has one EQ, and we were talking about the bass. I have Kive Audio's EQ going into Slate's Infinity Bass, which is adding a bit of low end. And then I'm going into an actual analog compressor from Audioscape's 260 VU, and which I cannot show you for the sake of the video. And then I have some very little saturation going on, just to add a little bit of harmonics to the bass. Sub bass, don't ask me, I added even more bass.
Oh, that's
sub bass.
That's also on the bass channel, by the way. I use this.
So, like you said, this is a really, really nice sub bass plugin. I love the sound of it. It does something to it.
This is a beautiful plugin.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one.
It's free too. So
Yeah, it's free. Guys, you don't always have to buy plugins. Free plugins are really good too. Standard EQ. Just getting some stuff. Nothing bought. This is Logic stock EQ. Drums. I'm using a more classic analog EQ for drums, because to give it that vintagey sound. So it's the EMIC 250. Really nice. Then I'm going into this more Pultic style from Acoustica Audio to add a bit of grit to the drums. And then I have some clipper plugins that are just clipping the drums a little bit, just to control the dynamics of the drums into the mix. And let's jump to guitars. I'm using Tillo's Guitars, one plugin. Okay, for all the guitars. A little bit of EQ, removing a bit of harshness. That's it. Again, let's see orchestra, one EQ.
That's the same EQ that you're using on the vocals.
Yes. Synth, same EQ. Then...
yeah, man, you really need to get the Manly, man. You've been using it.
And guys, that's all the processing on all the channels, and it's barely anything.
Yeah.
And okay, one thing, I'm doing a parallel drum bus compression, so I'm sending a copy of the drums into Black Salt Audio's compressor. It is fully slammed. You can see this plugin sounds really good, and it is just blended to taste. It is not all the way up. It's just enough to add a bit of oomph to the drums. And on my mix bus, which is a combination of mix and master bus, again, I'm using the analog EQ, going into SSL compression, doing a bit of imaging, using the Ampex amazing tape plugin. Then I'm going into SSL Fusion Transformer. I wish I had the hardware of this, but the plugin is also very good. Just adding a bit of analog color to the mix. Clipping the mix a little bit just to control dynamics and peaks before it goes into the final limiter. And who doesn't love Soothe? Yeah, a little bit of Soothe.
Yeah.
Swiss
And
Army knife plugin. I love that.
one of my favorite Sonox Inflator, simple plugin, but it's so good. It just brings out some of those hidden tones and musical elements which get buried in the mix. And just a little bit, like you can see the effect is at 42%, so I'm not even driving it 100%. It's just a bit to taste. And finally, I'm hitting the limiter, and that's the entire session. That's how it was mixed. You can see the session's almost empty in terms of processing. There's not much happening. Now, I know Sean did a very good job in giving me the stems with a little bit of processing to it, so I didn't have to do much, just to taste.
It's a total opposite of what's actually the Ableton project. It's like if you see the automation and that's
Yeah, I'm sure his session looks crazy, but mine looks too simple.
It's like colorful bricks.
And let's just, for the outro of the video, we're just going to play the track from the start to the end, and you can jam along, groove along.
Play us out.
Now listening to Midnight There's something in another in this fast life. It's always something or the other, it's a cash trap. They said it like it's real, it's a mad lie. Need one in another, it's a hard life. There's something in another in this fast life. It's always something or the other, it's a cash trap. They said it like it's real, it's a mad lie. Need one in another, it's a hard life.
Our God this day, for the blessings you provide. But from ashes to ashes, from dust to dust to dust to dust to dust.
I think we're crazy. Call us crazy. I think we're crazy.
Bro, the ending
Yeah.
Yeah.
is so good. It's so good, bro.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this since it's released. So like,
Yeah, so guys, again,
change.
thank you for showing all the love to all of us in our own spaces or together. There's a lot more music coming out from Byculla, so stay tuned. There's some really, really cool stuff coming out. And you'll also hear me singing, spoiler alert.
Oh, thank you for having us, Ron.
When the
So-
producer
We
becomes the
should-
singer.
Yeah,
We should
yeah.
do this more often.
So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.